Hello everyone, and welcome back to another update to my concept for a companion app for the electric vehicle, the Aptera. I'm very sorry for the delay. This was actually done quite a bit of time ago, but my wife and I had to go out of the country for a sort of family emergency, and what we thought would be a week turned into 2 due to COVID restrictions and airline complications. Anyway, happy to be back and alive and to share this update with you. So if you remember in my update number 2 video, I talked about my favorite personal potential for electric vehicles, and that's the ability to automate and program them. I wanted to give users the ability to program the Aptera to suit their own needs, and I had showcased in that update a pretty Wild West version of it. And this is why I love getting others' input. This is why I ask for your input. I still think it's a great idea, but after speaking with a friend of mine, he helped me see that it's a great idea, but it really wasn't user-friendly. A lot easier than doing this coding stuff, but still, could I make it easier? Yes, that layout would make sense to a person like me, a technical person like me, but what about a person who's not technical? Probably not. So I wanted to make it easier and do most of the work for the user. And so I completely redesigned the automation system, and here's part 1 of that update. So just to give some context, as I mentioned in that update, these automation options are technically open to anybody that would have, this app for the Aptera. So you could have multiple drivers who have this ability. But there's an admin system in place where only the admins can allow tasks to be completed, or they can give admin rights to somebody else to do that, right? So instead of having 3 people creating automations that are crisscrossing each other and overwriting each other, there'd be an admin that kind of keeps everything under control, and that's how you keep it from being a mess. And so that system, is still in place. So just thought I'd mention that because obviously, anybody who's seeing this for the first time would wonder what kind of a giant mess it would create. So let's take a look at the first 3 features of the redesigned automation system. So to get to any of the secondary functions, you're just going to slide this little panel up here, tap on automation. So let's take a look at our first menu here, and that is for the climate system. So let's say that you wanted your Aptera to be warmed up before you get into it. Of course, you could just if you had to wake up early in the morning, wake up, turn on the app, swipe to the climate screen, and then, turn on the heat if you wanted to. Or you could simply automate it. Like I mentioned, same outcome as the previous update, but a much more user-friendly design. So let's create a task that will warm up the Aptera, but only if it's actually cold outside. So we just tap on our climate system here. And right here on the open page, we can see any of the tasks we've currently created, which is none of them. And we have our button here to create a new task. So we tap on that. And so now we have the option to choose what days of the week we want this to take place on. So why don't we just tap on all of them here. It's already pre-programmed, so it really doesn't matter what we do. Okay, so we choose, all 7 days of the week. Tap on the start time, and you'll actually be able to type it in. So my previous update, I had this like scrolling wheel type thing. I just realized that it's really kind of clunky and really isn't as quick as just type it in with your fingers, really, really quick, right? So you tap on there, choose your time, and you toggle, if you want AM or PM. All right, so after you've chosen your days and your time, tap the confirm button, all right? And just in the previous update, like I said, I really liked, at the top, it reads out exactly what your task is going to do. Okay, I still think that's a really important thing, to be able to see right there exactly what it is that you're doing. All right, so far, we're setting up this climate task on all 7 days of the week at 10 a.m. It says if the outside temperature is, okay, so what would be the trigger? What would the outside temperature need to be in order to turn this on? Okay, so we tap on the temperature and choose 50 degrees or lower, higher or lower. Okay, so we'll choose 50 degrees or lower. So tap confirm, reading out there, in all 7 days of the week at 10 a.m. Okay, if the outside temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, then I want to set the climate in the vehicle to, what? We choose that, right? 50 degrees, doesn't make much sense. And then so finally, after we're done here, it gives us the readout, so that we can confirm it. It tells us right there, on all 7 days of the week at 10 a.m. check to see if the outside temperature is 50 degrees or lower. If it is, then set the climate to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Tap the button, and we've sent it to the Aptera. We can choose another task, or we can just go back to our home screen here. And now you see that the task that you created is right there. And if you wanted to not have to start all over again and just add that one, you could tap on the little button here. And it'll take you there, and you have the ability to redo it. So, not too bad, right? That's our climate system. Hopefully that's an easy way to do it. Let's take a look at our charging. So, let's say you have a specific charging plan with your electric company, and you're only allowed to charge at certain days or times. Or maybe you have solar panels, on your house. Maybe you have multiple backup batteries that maybe you want to draw power from those batteries before it comes from your grid. Maybe you only want to take so much from those batteries before it takes it from your grid. Well, the automation for charging gives you all of those options. So let's set up a charging automation where it'll take some power from multiple batteries before it actually takes away from the grid. Okay, so tap on the charging, and just like the climate, here, we can see any of the scheduled charging tasks we've already created, which is none, or we could tap to create more. So now we have the option to choose if we want to set a day and a time for this or not. Is this something that, we want to, quantify by day, or maybe is this something that doesn't need one? I want this to happen, all the time, right? So we have both of those options. So why don't we set day or time, just like last time. We'll choose all our dates here. Again, tap on start time to do that, 10 a.m. Okay, confirm. All right, and so now we get to choose, these are the different batteries that we have saved to our Aptera app. So if you remember from update number 2, the way the app adds these batteries, as sources, or I guess you could say as tools, it would search through your phone and look for the apps that you use to regulate and watch those different things, and that's how you get through it. Okay, so we get to choose what batteries, we want to include in this. Why don't we choose, all 3 of them? I don't know why someone would have all 3 of these batteries, but, whatever, we do in this case. All right, we hit confirm. And so now it takes all 3 of those batteries and puts them in a way that it's a lot easier to order than it was before, right? So, just slide them up and down and change the order of them. Okay, so let's say, I wanted to, take it from the Tesla Powerwall first, for whatever number here, 35 kilowatts, then take it from the LG Chem, then take it from the IQ battery, and then I want you to take it from, the outlet, whatever outlet it's plugged into. Right? So it'll, so we choose the order that we want, the hierarchy of where it'll draw power from. Okay, we hit confirm for there. And there we go. Reads out for us there, on all 7 days of the week, starting at 10 a.m. We want you to charge in this order for these amounts. Not too bad. Send it to Aptera. We're all, create another one. No need to. And just like the previous, in the climate system, there's our task. We don't have to start all over. We could edit it right there if we need to. So, I don't imagine there being a bunch of charging tasks being used, but I wanted to create the option that you can create multiple of them, there. Never know person's situation, how complicated things can be, so works for simple things, works for more complicated things, so you always prepare for that type of thing. So let's take a look at one more, and this is one that really excites me because it's a very powerful technology that's very cheap to implement, NFC tags. So first off, what is an NFC tag? Well, this is an NFC tag, and it works on most newer phones. Simply put, what you do is you link the tag with your phone, so that when you scan it with your phone, it'll perform a command automatically. So for example, I programmed this tag to open the frunk of my Model 3 when it's tapped. So instead of opening up the Tesla app and pressing the button, I simply stick the tag to my Tesla, and when I scan it with my phone, my trunk opens, my frunk opens, right? And now, you can do this with anything the app can do. Open the trunk, unlock the car, vent the windows, whatever. And what's really nice is I can buy 50 of these tags for $20 off Amazon. Super effective, cheap. Now imagine if your vehicle was covered in these. All you need to do is tap a certain part of the vehicle and it'll do what you want. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, the programming the tag, that can be the tricky part, especially if the app is not designed for it. Then you need to do a bit of coding. But what if the app was already prepped for this and already supported this? Well, in my concept companion app, that's exactly the case. So let's take a look at the NFC options. Okay, so we open up the NFC menu, and here we have all of these functions already pre-programmed, ready to go. Okay, so in order to link it to our tag, we just simply, tap on, the link over here. So let's say we want to create a tag that will unlock our Aptera whenever we touch it. All right, so we tap on that. It says, okay, get your NFC tag ready. All right, cool. So we'll let them know that we're ready. Now we just place our phone near the NFC tag. It links it together, and there we go. It's already completed. Hit confirm on that, and there we go. It's already linked. And and if you ever wanted to redo it, maybe, something happened with that sticker or that tag, we need to use a different one. You can simply, tap right here and, and redo the process. Not too shabby, right? It's really simple but effective. Of course, you could put that sticker anywhere you want. You could, if you wanted to unlock your Aptera, you could put the sticker, on the door, the frame of the door. You could put it under the door. You could put it in your garage, for some reason. You could put it anywhere. And whenever you would scan it with your phone, it would unlock the doors. So that's my update on the automation screen. Next time, I'll show you the next three options. The Guardian system, which is the system that controls the security and certain other features of the vehicle. A user's profile, which are all the ways a user can customize their experience with the Aptera. Make the Aptera feel like a completely different vehicle, based on each user's profile that's activated at the time. And the Aptera system itself. I originally had these more or less done, but then I got a bunch of ideas, and so I wanted to implement and flesh those things out first, and so I'm going to come back. So the next update I have will be about those three. So leave your comments and your feedback. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know what features you'd like to see, in something like this. Like I said, this whole redesign was because someone gave me their honest feedback. It's very important to me, and I've really been enjoying designing this. So thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.